My topic is on the influence of music in the 1950s. So, after World War II, the US emerged as the world's leading industrial power. We had the best technology, the best military, and we proved it during World War II. This meant that we had a lot of generous government support for things such as education and loans, so we had some extra cash and things like that. This booming economy meant that more Americans had extra cash to spend than they did in the previous generations. This also meant that their children, which the teenagers, they had it a lot easier than their parents did because they aren't growing up in a war. They had a lot of leisure time, they had some extra money, they needed something to do, basically. This generation was known as the baby boomers because they were the largest generation until that point, and it was the generation born after World War II. This was a time of rebellion and redefining identities, which is a large reason why pop culture started booming. Interest in music and life and art and things like that just started becoming more relevant because the country didn't have to worry about like a war anymore at that point. This was a time where there was a lot of experimentation by musicians. They experimented with a lot of rock music and blues music, which was a little bit different than the norm. The rock and roll celebrated themes of independence and young love, which is why it was especially popular among the teenagers at that time. And Elvis Presley, who was arguably the most influential rock icon, he was especially famous because he tore down a lot of social barriers through his music, which his music led to the popularity of African American artists such as Chuck Berry because he was playing what was known at the time as black music. And because of the influx of leisure and money in the youth of the time, this led to the growth of leisure and pop culture and music and all that sort of thing. Along with rock music, jazz music and blues also started growing in popularity. Just rock music was pretty much the predominant type at that point. Because of the popularity of rock music, it led to the creation of things such as electric guitars, amps, new speakers, like all that sort of thing, because they wanted to improve the quality, of course. Rock music also led to other genres of music such as punk rock, alternative rock, and metal. But rock music did have both positive and negative influences at that time. Positive influences included breaking social barriers, self-expression, talking about love, things like that, while negative influences included rock music along with that came an uptick in teenage delinquency, a lot of gangs, and then there was also the suggestive lyrics and dance moves that parents didn't obviously enjoy as much. Even today, rock music is still shaping culture and trends. Rock and roll is powerful, like it gets people excited, it gives people somewhere to belong, something to relate to, and it can bring people together from all walks of life, really. And yeah, that's my presentation. Thanks.